Hey Hillside. Well, I was getting a little tired of having the same background of my office wall in every video, so today I'm upstairs for a little change of scenery. Um, but if you don't know this about me, I am a puzzle cuber and I love solving all these different cubes. But I recently just kind of got back into it a lot because when we went on the trip, I thought this would be a great way to pass time on the plane. And so I brought along the classic 3x3 that everyone's familiar with, and I actually started to teach Cole how to solve it while we were on the plane. And so then I was thinking about this, and it's interesting how something that people see it and they think, oh, like it's so impressive that you can solve it, or that I never could figure it out, or whatever. It seems so complex. But then I tell people it's really, once you know the secret and the moves, the algorithms, it's not. It's pretty simple, and you just train yourself, and before you know it, you can solve it in about a minute, which is where I hover around. And so I and so it's kind of like you just need the secret, which seems really complex. It's really not that hard. Anyone can learn it if you're really dedicated to just memorizing the moves. And then, but even then, some of them take me, depending on how it's messed up. Or another thing people think of, oh, I'll mess it up better, so it'll be harder for you to solve. But one of the things is it doesn't matter how much you mess it up. We could sit here and just keep going, and any any iteration or you know of the cube, actually they've proved, they call it the God number, imagine that, but any iteration of the cube can be solved in a maximum of 26 quarter turns of the face. So even however complex it seems, I mean, it takes me, hundreds of turns because I don't know the perfect solution, but any of them can be solved in just 26 or less quarter turns. That is mind-boggling to me. And so obviously we call this the God number because the only person who could look at the cube and solve it in 26 moves every time is God, well, person. Um, and so then I thought about that as like, okay, this thing that seems really, really complex that we cannot understand or figure it out, but God totally understands, right? Because He is omniscient, right? He knows all things, and that made me think about just in general too. Like when I look at life or surroundings or even things in the Bible or whatever it is, if it seems really complex to me or I can't understand, I can't comprehend how this works or how this is all going to work out, but how comforting it is to know that God understands, right? He knows it all. Psalm 139:4 says, even before there is a word on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it all. Or Psalm 147:5 says, great is our Lord and abundant in strength. His understanding is infinite. Hebrews 4:13 says, and there is no creature hidden from his sight, but all things are open and laid bare to the eyes of him in whom we have to do. So He knows all things. His understanding is infinite, and all things are open and laid bare to His eyes. So no matter what you're going through or whatever situation you're in, if you are having trouble to see how it's going to work, or how everything is coming together, or I don't understand, I can't make sense of this, take comfort in knowing that God knows and He sees and He understands, and His understanding is infinite. And not only that, but He has a plan and the power to bring about His plan and His will. So I hope that can encourage you today, and I hope you guys have an awesome week. See you later.